Hi everybody, it's Craftin Just Because with Chris Cowan, and today we're playing with the ice cream sweet bundle. And this is a fun one because it's a clear stamp set and it has a punch, which I do love me some punches. I love dies, but this makes sometimes life a little easier. But I was creating a project for my Simply Sweet Stampers tutorial, and I came up with, instead of a candy bar slide that's flat, I made more of a box so it fit some Reese's peanut butter cups. So I'm going to show you how simple and easy this is to make. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Now I haven't pre-cut everything like I usually do for you guys, so we're going to cut that together. We're starting off with some Bumblebee cardstock, and we want it cut at 5.5 by 5 7/8. So this is 5.5. And then we want it 5 7/8. Okay. Now on the 5.5 inch side, which is the shorter side, you want to score it at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to turn it onto the 5 7/8 inch side, and we want to score it at 1/2 inch, at 2 11/16. So let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 11/16, 3 3/16, and 5 3/8. Okay, before we put our paper trimmer away, let's go ahead and cut out our designer series paper for our front of our thing here. I belong to a group where we have, what am I trying to say? My upline does paper shares, and so she always lets me in on a paper share, and that's how I got my 6 by 6 pieces. So I have this here, and I'm going to cut it at 4 3/8 by 1 7/8. So let's do 4 3/8. And then we need 2 that are 1 7/8. And then we could put our paper trimmer away. Okay, so we have that done. Let's put our paper trimmer away. And now what we're going to first do is we're going to burnish our score lines. So I'm just running my bone folder over each of those score lines. And that's especially important when you're making a box. You've probably heard me say that a million times before. Okay. Then what we're going to do is you're going to want to bring in a ruler. And on the wider sections, you want to measure in about 1 1/16 of a, and down about 1/2 inch. And you're going to make a little dot. And that's where you're going to put your hole for your ribbon slide. Okay. So then you're going to bring in your hole punch. And I do the bigger end on my crocodile. Okay. Then you're going to take your paper snips and you are going to cut up onto the score line on the first score line. Okay. And then you're going to cut this one side off and tab this side, just like this. And then let's wedge these so that it folds up nice and clean. So I'm going to wedge the little squares. Okay. Okay, now we're going to add our designer series paper to the front of our box. Then I'm going to go ahead and add glue to my tabbed side piece. Make sure that's glued down. Okay, and then I'm going to glue up the bottom because I don't want it to fall out. And so I'm just going to go ahead and add glue to the bottom. Okay. And then what I like to do is I'll stick like my ruler in, since this is wider, and just rub it down, make sure it's nice and pressed down. Now we need to stamp our ice cream cones. I already have one pre-stamped in the garden green, but I want to go ahead and do one in terracotta tile. And I've just got a piece of scrap paper right underneath here because we're going to do a second generation stamping on it, because I want to add the same color sprinkles on it as I'll show you here. So I've got my ice cream cone topper, and I'm just gonna stamp that down, and then I stamped on my paper and then on my basic white cardstock, just like that. So it's a lighter image. Okay, then I'm gonna come in with my sprinkles that is in this set. And I'm gonna do full strength on my sprinkles and stamp that onto my ice cream, just like that. And then we're not quite done stamping. I also want to stamp my sentiment. And I had a little piece here pre-cut. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Oh, right here. This is from the Mini Messages stamp set. That little tag there. And I'm going to do You're So Cool. And I'm going to use Bermuda Bay ink so we could bring in all the colors of this designer series paper here. And this is going to barely fit on this little piece, but I think it'll be just fine. So I'm just going to go down ever so gently. Just like that. Fits perfect. Wipe that off. I'll clean those later. Okay. Then we're going to come in with some more designer series paper. And I'm going to punch out the cone shape that is on out of this designer series paper, because you know it's made to look like a waffle cone, just like that. And then I'm going to punch out my ice cream cone here. And it looks like I'm going to have to trim the end. So we're just lining this up. Just like that. And then we'll glue these on to our front. This is a super simple project, you guys. I told you it was not hard to do at all, which is the beauty of projects like this. You want it simple and easy. Okay, so I'm just gonna tilt that. There's my mint ice cream. And then my strawberry ice cream on the top. Okay, then I want to bring in a dimensional. Let me get out my dimensionals here. I have some black ones right here. Actually, it's just the border, so that worked out perfect. I'm just going to use a dimensional there. Add that right in the middle. And then let me show you, oh, then we need to add some opal rounds to our project. And I just put one on each of the cupcake sprinkles. And then you're supposed to do in 3s with embellishments. So then I just added one right there. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to do the ribbon and the candy. So let me put these away. And get out our candy and our ribbon. So this comes in this suite of product. And you're going to go around the whole candy bar there. And what you're going to do is you're going to trim off your ribbon. And you want to leave an end. So you're going to want to trim that off like that. Sorry, I'm putting stuff away as I'm doing this so my desk isn't so messy. I'm going to add my candy right in. So technically you can make these as long or as tall as you need or as wide. You just got to measure your candy that you have and make sure that that middle section is enough to keep it. So then you're going to pull your ribbon through from the inside to the outside. I'm just using my scissors there as a little guide. And then I go ahead and kind of tie in a knot. And I like to tie a bow, but that's up to you. I kind of cut this a little shorter than I would like, but I think I can make it work here. Maybe, maybe not. So then what you do is you pull it up and pull down, and it'll always be perfect there. Let me play with this one more time. Actually, you know what? I think on this one, since I made it too small, I'm just going to go ahead and knot it. Which is kind of a bummer, but it gives you that same look. On this one, I'll show you. I did do, hold on just a second here. On this one, I was able to make a bow. So that's your project today, you guys. I appreciate you joining me as always. I hope you have a great day. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.